Can we all stand for the prayer? Thank you. Mr. Secretary, perhaps you can join us here since this is just an organizational meeting. Members in attendance.
Your Honor, we have on currently present, including the chairman, Your Honor, we have Senator Risa Hontiveros, we have Senator Bato de la Rosa, and we have Senator Robin Hood Padilla, Your Honor. Online, where's the list? Online, Your Honor, on Blue Jeans, we have Senator Christopher Lawrence Tigo and Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, Your Honor.
Satisfying the curiosity of the media, we're not using Zoom, we're not using WebEx, we're using Blue Jeans. For those who are not that yet IT upgraded.
Recording has started.
That probably is part of the secretariat with a different hair color. So good morning. We have a quorum. The Senate Blue Ribbon Committee of the 19th Congress will now come to order. I will have an opening statement, very short, very short. The purpose of the Blue Ribbon is to fulfill our constitutional mandate, as well as to fulfill our job to exercise these powers in aid of legislation. And that we will do. We will do whatever is right. But I appeal to the members of this committee to be forthright in joining me to have a Blue Ribbon roadmap. The Blue Ribbon roadmap would entail that we will have, for purposes of hearings, a known duration and a defined direction. We will not evolve into a political circus. We will not go into unending hearings. We will respect the rights of the witnesses. We will respect the rights of the resource persons, bearing in mind again that we have a constitutional duty to fulfill, and that is to prevent abuses, to pass the proper remedial legislation, but with a known standard of proof. We are not going for the guilt beyond reasonable doubt standard. That is the job of the prosecutors as well as the courts. Our job is to satisfy ourselves, to have that inner conviction, that moral certitude, that a person appearing before this committee has committed a wrongdoing which would necessitate the filing of the appropriate charges before competent authorities, notably the Ombudsman, and the next stage would probably be the Sandigan Bayan. We will not be here to witch hunt, to have a fishing expedition. We will be here in the succeeding hearings to gather and uncover the truth. Kahit sino po ang masaktan, we will do what is right. And to quote my favorite constitutionalist, our government, the people, are the only legitimate fountain of power. Bearing that in mind, the Blue Ribbon Committee will exercise its legitimate power. Further, it has been said that no matter what laws we passed, no matter how effective the implementation or execution of the laws may be, we should accept the reality, and I quote James Madison, that if men were angels, no government would be necessary. If angels were to govern men, neither external nor external controls of government would be necessary. But sad to say, and to state all over again, a government, our government, the future government, our past government, and all governments here on earth are administered by men over men. And the great difficulty lies in abuses. That is what we intend to do. Protect the legitimate source of power, the people, the fountain of power, and that is what this committee would try to achieve. Having said all of this, I would ask the members of this honorable committee if they have opening statements as to what they expect to do, what they expect the committee to achieve before we formally adopt the amended rules of the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee. And in order of arrival, Mr. Secretary, Senator Bato de la Rosa, one of the vice chairs, is hereby recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm here to support everything that you will undertake in this very challenging committee of ours, Mr. Chair. Lahat ng sinabi mo po kanina, I fully agree 101%. Kaya you're the right man. You're the man for this position, Mr. President, as the chairman of this very how do I describe this? Very challenging committee wherein you will really be facing challenges along the way. And I know you can manage and you can handle this committee effectively, Mr. President. That's all. Thank you. Again, I'm here to support you all the way, Mr. President, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator De La Rosa, one of our vice chairs. And the next to arrive is, Mr. Secretary, Senator Robin Hood Padilla. You're recognized, sir.
Mahal na Chairman, napakaganda po ng inyong talumpati at sinusundan ko po yung inyong sinambit patungkol doon sa itong committee na ito ay hindi kailanman papaboran kahit na sino at hindi magiging instrumento para gamitin sa pansariling politikal na interes. Ito po ay nagbibigay din ng respeto at pagpupugay sa karapatang pantao. At ang higit po sa lahat, sa napakagandang punto po ng inyong talumpati, wala po kayong sisinuhin dito. kapag meron pong nagkamali, kasama man natin o hindi, pag ikaw ay nag-abuso sa iyong kapangyarihan, ikaw ay may paglalagyan. Ngunit, tandaan po nating lahat, tayo ay nakapailalim sa konstitusyon ng Pilipinas na kahit sa akusado ay nagbibigay po tayo ng karapatan at proteksyon. Kaya ako po ay sampalataya sa inyo, Chairman, napakaganda po ng inyong tanumpati at nananaig po sa aking puso't isipan. Maraming salamat po.
Salamat, galang-galang na Senador Robin Hood Padilla, sa iyong pagsusog at pagsama sa aking mga nabigkas na salita, sa paninimulang salita. Maraming salamat. We now recognize the presence of Senator Risa Hontiveros from the minority.
Salamat po, Mr. Chair, at magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. I thank the chairperson for convening this organizational meeting. The Senate Blue Ribbon Committee has a long and storied role in our country's history, specifically in holding public officers accountable and in protecting the people's money. Like the previous chairpersons of the committee, I am sure that the current chairperson will conduct the proceedings with an even hand and a view towards exacting the highest standards of public office. Itong mga nakaraang araw, usap-usapan na naman ang PSDBM. The issue of overpriced laptops has shone a harsh light on the impacts of possible corruption on ordinary Filipinos. Ayon na mismo sa COA, 28,917 ang bilang ng guro na hindi nabigyan ng laptop dahil napilitang bumili ng mas kaunti, gawa nga ng kataasan ng presyo bawat item. Hindi pa ba sapat na hirap ang ating mga guro sa kanilang gawain pang araw-araw? Dito naman sa Unifast, halos 100 na, Mr. Chairman, ang natatanggap naming complaints galing sa mga estudyante mula sa iba't ibang bahagi ng Pilipinas. Mr. Chair, with your indulgence, gusto ko sana i-share ang ilang nakalap namin mula sa mga nag-email sa ating opisina na mga estudyanteng benepisyaryo ng Unifast. Quote, "Kami nga dito, lumabas name namin sa Unifast, pero pinapirma lang kami na kunwari natanggap na namin, pero hanggang ngayon wala pa rin." Quote, "I am TDP grantees po under Unifast from Bicol Region. Grantees po ako since 2020. Kahit piso po wala pa ako natatanggap po. In every time na nagpa-follow up po kami, palagi sinasabi walang pondo. Another semester na naman po nag-start pero wala pa rin pong update." At quote, "I'm one of the Unifast recipients po. I graduated last June, yet yung scholarship grants ko po from 2nd to 4th year ay wala pa rin." Close quote. I think this drives home the point that every time public funds are used injudiciously, whether sa tuition fees, sa laptops, sa mga PPE, sa mga face shield, real lives are affected. There have been many calls, Mr. Chair, over the past few weeks to abolish the PSDBM and to allow the individual agencies to procure their own supplies and equipment, instead of coursing it through the centralized procurement system of the PSDBM. I support these calls, but an equally, if not more urgent call needs to be made. Hold to account the officials who use the PSDBM as their milking cow. Yan po muna, Mr. Chair, ang gusto kong i-manifest ngayong umaga. As a member of the minority in this committee, I will work with the chair to conduct meaningful investigations in aid of legislation that will hold public officials accountable, protect the people's money, particularly in the context of pandemics and health emergencies, and ensure that government continues to work for and serve ordinary Filipinos. I thank the Chair for the time given to me. Salamat po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Risa Hontiveros. We'd like to acknowledge likewise the arrival of Senator J.B. Ejercito, but with indulgence of Senator Ejercito, Senator Alan Peter Cayetano has been waiting in the wings for quite a long time now. One of the members, vice chairs of this committee, Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, you're recognized.
Well, Proverbs 29:2 tells us that when the righteous rule, people rejoice. And when the wicked rule, people mourn or nagluluksa yung tao. Good morning, dear Chairman, at sa lahat ng ating pong mga Vice Chairpersons at ating pong mga colleagues. Definitely po, sobra na ang kinaluluksa ng ating mga kababayan from 2 years of COVID, pagtaas ng mga presyo, pagbaba ng kita, kawalan ng trabaho. And it's very unfortunate that for those of us who have been here for some time in public service, including the chairperson from being mayor to being MMDA chair to being senator, mukhang kung ano yung pinaka sektor na hirap, doon napupunta yung corruption. So sa farmers, whether that's a fertilizer scam or scam on inputs, tapos problema talaga ng lahat internet, and even more than a decade ago yung NBN-ZTE na inimbestigahan ng committee. And now as three of us have already filed a resolution on the purchase of IT equipment na yan pa ay nasa bayanihan too, no? So I think we're all in agreement, Mr. Chair, to support your roadmap. And in support of your roadmap, I also read in the newspapers that you're proposing a general counsel at the right time. I'd like to support that because in 2007, in my first time in the Senate as a chair of Blue Ribbon Committee, we proposed that. Unfortunately, some members of the Senate opposed it, but we were blessed naman to have appointed Director General Rudy Kimbo. But it would be good to have both him as Director General and a good General Counsel, no? Having said that, may I just add that the Blue Ribbon is very unique because of maraming beses nagsasabing, kinuimbestigahan na yan ng Piskalya, iniimbestigahan na yan ng Ombudsman, iniimbestigahan ng COA. Bakit kailangan pa ng Blue Ribbon Committee? Well, aside from it being in aid of legislation, it is the most transparent investigation or process of investigation in the Philippines, especially because the media can participate, and now with social media, members of the Senate also get input from people who are watching live. And because of that, our results are not only found in legislation, but also marami dyan reforms, no? For example, yung mga project na nahuhuli in time at na ka-cancel or nasa-stop dahil sa corruption o kaya katulad ngayon, ang napaka-importante sa akin, Mr. Chair, and if I may propose sa inyong roadmap, kung ano yung mga pinakasimple, yung mga 1, 2, or 3 hearings lang, pero very, very clear na may anomalya, because at the start of any administration, everyone wants it to be successful. So whether we voted for the Marcoses or not, whether we are for or against this administration, opposition administration, we want it to succeed. And it will not succeed kung may massive corruption, anomalies, and graft. That's why it is the best time to start investigating because hindi pa naman sila yung nakaupo. At least, no, dun sa imbestigahan, let's say in the last 2 or 3 administrations, no. Let me just add to what the chairman said about people and angels. Mr. Chair, I agree with you, no? Pag tao may abuso, but remember, pati sa angels, si Satanas ay isang fallen angel. So kahit angel ang nasa Blue Ribbon, sasang-ayunan lang kita. You need our support, but we also need your leadership and kailangan sama-sama para mabantayan natin yung isa't isa. And let me end, no, with another commandment of the Bible, regardless of our religion, to not be conformed to this world, but to be transformed. And I think that is one of the missions of the Blue Ribbon Committee that I'm honored to be a part of again. And thank you, Mr. Chair, for including us because nga, we cannot be conformed in a world na napakaraming abuso, anomalya, corruption, graft. But we have to transform. And we start with the Senate. We start with ourselves. Then we go out to the other departments. Thank you very much for this opportunity at magandang umaga po, Mr. Chair, at sa ating mga kababayan.
Thank you, Senator Cayetano, for being a good example on how to use blue jeans. You're the first senator using blue jeans virtually. Thank you, sir. Maybe ask Senator J.D. Hercito if he has an opening statement.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Just like to congratulate you and be rest assured that we're very confident but that through your leadership that you'll be able to steer the Blue Ribbon and maintain its integrity and of course the Senate's image of being the last bastion of democracy. And be rest assured of our support, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Ejercito. Are there other, Mr. Secretary, are there other members of this committee who are present virtually via Blue Jeans?
Mr. Senator, we recorded the presence of Senator Go.
Senator Go, Senator Christopher Bongo, are you still around? Or are you having difficulty in using Blue Jeans? Kung wala siguro, we might as well
Your Honor.
we might as well proceed. For the record, the following are the members of the Committee on Accountability of Public Officers and Investigation, or the Blue Ribbon Committee. This representation, Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa as one of the vice chairs, Senator Alan Peter Cayetano as one of the vice chairs, Senator Christopher Lawrence Go as one of the vice chairs, Senator Pia Cayetano, Senator Sani Angara, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, Senator Ramon Bong Revilla Jr., Senator Mark Villar, Senator Jinggoy Estrada, Senator Amy Marcos, Senator Rafi Tulfo, Senator J.B. Ejercito is physically present, Senator Grace Poe, Senator Manuel Lito Lapid, Senator Robin Hood Padilla, who is physically present, Senator Risa Hontiveros, who is likewise physically present. So we have 16 members, not to mention the ex officio officers, the minority floor leader, the Senate President, and the majority floor leader. So substantially, we have a quorum, but for purposes of this organizational meeting, we have sent the members a copy of the new rules, which we are supposed to adopt today. And to clarify matters which probably confuse some of your legis staff and even your chiefs of staff, there is no great difference or variance between the old rules and the new rules. The old rules would speak of the jurisdiction, the officers, and the old rules, which was adopted during the time of Senator Enrile in 2010, speaks of a general counsel, as mentioned by Senator Cayetano on Section 1 of the old rules. So the only difference which we added for purposes of clarity for the new rules is Section 6, letter C, relative to the detention order. There is now a detention order and there is now a commitment order. If it is a detention order, you will be confined within the premises of OSAA, which is being done traditionally. If it is a commitment order, you will be confined outside the premises of the Senate, either at the Pasay City Jail or even at the Bilibid prisons. So that's the only difference. The others were retained. There were changes made, for the record, upon the suggestion of Senator Angara, relative to the unfinished business. If there is an unfinished business, it has to be refiled. But consistent with tradition and practice, the old folders can still be used, other than going again with the rigors of re-examination, producing documents, and considering the lapse of time, the witness may have forgotten what they have said before. So wala pong pagbabago. These are the same rules adopted in 2010, including the power to cite for contempt. The power to cite for contempt was under the old rules, and I refer you to section Article 6, Section 6, the chairman, with the concurrence of at least one member of the committee, may punish or cite in contempt any witness before the committee. So it's still the same. So under our new rules, that was just readapted. There is no significant change whatsoever insofar as the citing a witness for contempt. So I appealed to the members of the committee yesterday, and let the records reflect that the committee members, 15 of them, signed these proposed rules. 16 of them signed the rules, and I'm showing, and I think I have provided the members of the committee a copy of the signed. We'd like to acknowledge the presence and arrival of Senator Rafi Tulfo. So,
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Again, wala pong pagbabago. Yun lang kung saan ikukulong para maliwanag. Kung sa baba ba o sa labas. Kasi po minsan naghahalo-halo na, nililipat nilalagay sa baba, and then kino-confine, dinidetain sa Pasay City Jail. Minsan ibabalik uli. Marami pong ganun for various reasons. So, to clarify everything, a change in nomenclature was made just to be specific as to the confinement venue. So, yun lamang po. So, I made that of record just to clarify some dilly-dallyings on the part of some of the legis who probably read only the new rules. If you read the rules, compare it with the old rules. Otherwise, you will be making suggestions as to the old rules. And that was circa 2010, during the time of Senator Enrile. And you probably nasa yung luma. Pagbanggain nyo, i-compare nyo yung luma at bago para makita nyo kung may pagbabago. Before suggesting to your principals, na mukha sir, iba ito basahin nyo yung old rules to clarify. As a law student, you should do that. As a law student during 2010, you should do that. As a law student during 2008, you should do that. Rather than suggest before this committee that the rules made were wrong. Mag-aral muna kayo. We'd like to recognize Senator Rafi Tulfo if he has an opening statement.
I would like to congratulate you, Senator Francis Tolentino. You're on fire. And congratulations. And that's all for now, Senator Tolentino. Mr. Chair, thank you po.
Tulfo, medyo matapang yung kaping pinainom sa akin ni Senator Bato. With the permission of this body, is there any motion to formally adopt the new rules? Because we have to publish this. We have to publish this in a newspaper of general circulation before we can convene formally the Blue Ribbon and conduct a hearing. So if any member of the committee would like to have this adopted, the chair would be amenable to receive a motion to that effect.
Mr. Chair, I move for the adoption of the new set of rules, as you have stated a while ago. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Second the motion, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. The new rules as amended has been moved to be adopted, duly seconded, without objection. The revised rules of the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee, the rules of the Committee on Accountability of Public Officers and Investigation, the Blue Ribbon Committee of the 19th Congress, is hereby adopted. Thank you. Mr. Secretary, can you brief this committee as to the number of referrals made to the committee coming from the plenary? And the sponsors, authors, should likewise be mentioned.
Your Honor, if I may be allowed to proceed. We have a total of 6 referrals, Your Honor. Referral number 1 is the privilege speech regarding sugar importation delivered by the Senate President nung
Mr.
August.
Secretary, I'd like to acknowledge first the presence of Senator Pia Cayetano virtually. Ma'am, thank you for using blue jeans. I hope you're having a fine time, as well as the minority leader. Before you proceed, Mr. Secretary, I would like to ask...
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
I was
Senator
going to
Cayetano.
comment, bago na naman to, so bigyan nyo ka tayo ng heads up dahil naiba na naman yung ating yung ating medium of pero okay naman. We just have to navigate again how to turn on everything, but everything is fine otherwise. Thank you. Thank you.
That is, Senator Pia, that's part of your future's thinking. We have to think and innovate sometimes.
Yeah, I'm sure you picked this up from your digital training. We appreciate it naman, but everybody has a learning curve. Mag-ingat yung mga bagong kakasign in dahil baka mamaya hindi nyo alam off yung video nyo or off yung mic nyo. So, pero it's a new thing. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any opening statement, Senator Cayetano?
Wala naman. Actually, I just want to participate and listen to the discussion. Actually, sorry, I did have a very short statement. I intended to review our rules, not just the Senate, not just your committee's rules, from a gender perspective, but I'm still doing an overall review. So I regret that I will not be able to prepare it. But it's just basically being gender sensitive and gender neutral, Mr. President. Kung meron man, no? May mga konti, pero I'm still deciding if I need to bring it up. Yeah. So maybe at a later time, it's just really wording, Your Honor. It's nothing. I don't think it's something that will take too much time, but I'm not yet ready now. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Cayetano.
Sir Chairman.
We will probably anticipate your written statement to have that inserted in the records of the organizational meeting. Thank you, Senator Cayetano.
That will
I
work.
think
Thank you very much.
Senator, the minority leader is virtually present. I saw him a while ago using blue jeans. Senator Coco Pimentel, sir. Your Honor, you're recognized. Senator Pimentel, do you have an opening statement, sir?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. First of all, I had difficulty using platform. Meron pa mga buy the app, mga ganon. So hindi ko alam eh. So I used the browser to access our hearing. Siguro pag-usapan na rin po natin sa Senado how many platforms are we going to use. Nakakalito na rin po for someone at my age who is younger than you. So Mr. Chairman, I thought na because of the name of the platform is Blue Jeans, so I thought you would be dispensing with the dress code. Pero lahat yata kayo naka-coat tayo dyan ngayon sa hearing natin. But at any rate, I'm online and congratulations. We have approved the rules, the new rules of the Blue Ribbon, and the chairman is correct. I would have reminded him if he did not say it that we need to publish the rules of the new rules of the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee. And then siguro for easier understanding on what change, bigyan kami ng copy, Mr. Chairman, nung naka-bold face yung nagbago. Ang napansin po namin, and correct me if I'm wrong, yung ating detention order, commitment order, and also there is a sentence that the chairman can use the report even though it has not been approved by the committee or in plenary. So is that something new, Mr. Chairman? Just a confirmation. It's not okay na po sa akin yung rules na approved na, but just a confirmation that this is also a new concept in the rules.
That was already deleted, Your Honor. That's not part of the new rules that will be published, but the change in nomenclature, detention and commitment orders were retained to really clarify everything. And I thank you for wearing blue and utilizing blue jeans, just as Senator De La Rosa is wearing maong jacket himself, Your Honor.
Okay, so we may be going the way of the European parliaments that they are now in informal wear. Maganda rin siguro yun. Pag-isipan na rin po natin yun. Anyway, Mr. Chairman, that would be all for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Minority Leader. Mr. Secretary, you can proceed. Can you start all over again? The referrals, the numbers, the dates, as well as the titles of the measures referred to this committee.
Yes, Your Honor, if I may proceed. The number one is the privileged speech delivered by the Senate President entitled Fiasco Behind Sugar Order Number 4. This is delivered by the Senate President on August 15, 2022. Number two is PS Resolution number 120, a resolution directing the Senate Committee on Accountability of Public Officers and Investigations to conduct an inquiry in aid of legislation on the alleged overpriced and outdated laptops procured by the Department of Education through the Department of Budget and Management Procurement Service. This was referred to the Committee 16 August 2022, and this is authored by the Minority Leader, Senator Aquilino Pimentel III. Number three, PS Resolution number 128, the resolution directing the appropriate Senate committee to conduct an inquiry in aid of legislation into the implementation of the programs and projects of the Unified Student Financial Assistance System for tertiary education. This is filed by Senator Risa Ontiveros and referred to the committee on 16 August 2022. Number four is PS Resolution number 134. This also refers to the DepEd laptops, Your Honor. This was filed by Senator Alan Peter Cayetano and referred to the committee on 16 August 2022. Number five is PS Resolution number 141, resolution directing the Senate Committee on Accountability to conduct an inquiry in aid of legislation on the alleged lack of diligence of the DBM of the Department of Budget and Management Procurement Service in procuring 1.386 billion worth of personal protective equipment, PPE. This was referred to the committee on 16 August, and this is authored by the Minority Leader, Senator Aquilino Pimentel III. Number six is PS Resolution number 147, a resolution directing the Senate Committee on Accountability of Public Officers and Investigations to conduct an inquiry in aid of legislation on the alleged undue payment given by the Land Transportation Office, LTO, to the joint venture of Dermalab Identification System, Holy Family Printing Corporation, Microgenesis, and Verzontal Builders, filed by the Minority Leader, Senator Aquilino Pimentel III, and referred to the committee August 16, 2022. That is all, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. It appears that we have a bag full of matters to be attended to that probably would entail a lot of time on the part of this committee. And Your Honor, especially you also have other committees to attend to. So the proposal coming from the chair is that on the dates of referral, we tackle the first two. That would be a big load for this committee. And if the members of the committee would agree, we tackle first the first referral made by the Senate President relative to the Sugar Regulatory Administration fiasco ahead, and if the members of the committee will agree, on Tuesday. On Tuesday. If the members of the committee will agree, we tackle the privileged speech of the Honorable Senate President. I ask the consensus of the members of the committee if they are amenable to tackle this. This will be a long hearing on Tuesday. Make yourselves available and prepare and ask your staff to have the necessary documents secured from this committee. Senator Ontiveros.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I support the chair's guidance to us in principle to begin the hearings of our committee on Tuesday. Ang difficulty lang ko po, Mr. Chair, ay yun din po nakaschedule yung unang organizational meeting at saka hearing ng Committee on Women. Is the Chair going to schedule us in the Blue Ribbon 10 a.m. din po?
We can do that at 10:30 if you want, because I think we will consume a lot of time here. My plan, with the indulgence of your honors, is to tackle the sugar importation on Tuesday and tackle the laptop resolution on Thursday. Para back-to-back na to. Thursday would be free for all of us. So, if you are amenable, your honors, sirs, ma'ams, do it on, I don't have the date, but if ano date yung ano? 23 is Tuesday for the August, for the sugar importation privilege speech, and August 25, Thursday, for the laptop resolutions. I'm
Mr.
sure
Chair.
yung laptop resolution. I heard somebody
Mr. Chair.
from the... Yes, Senator Cayetano is recognized.
Mr. Chair, just to the second part of your statement, if it's okay to hear on Tuesday and Thursday, at sinabi niyo po yung relevant documents, may I suggest or propose, and if you wish, it could be a motion, that we consider that when we have hearings like this, the Blue Ribbon Committee Secretariat already writes the departments involved or the companies involved and put together a briefer. So rather than 15 senators or 24 senators writing the same agency and then habang tayo po ay nagdi-discuss, hindi tayo magkaintindihan mismo if we're referring to the same document. Total, Wednesday pa lang naman po ngayon. So kung masubmit halimbawa ng Sugar Regulatory Authority by Friday and then Thursday pa naman next week, kung masubmit by Tuesday ng PSDBM or ng mga kumpanya or ng SEC, for example, yung mga dokumento. We have very good people and investigators, very experienced in the Blue Ribbon Committee. So alam na nila kung paano to put together that. So please consider it, Mr. Chair, na kumbaga may briefer na tayo, tapos pare-pareho na yung labeling, di ba? So kung sabihin mo yung reading document for the laptop is Annex A, the field jobs or the online picture of the online screen is A1, so that when we do the hearings, Mr. Chair, hindi na rin po kayo mahirapan as chairman because we will be all referring to the same briefer and the same document. Of course, without prejudice from senators doing their own research, pero at least yung basic documents ay pare-pareho na po tayo ng may hawak. Only, Mr. Chair, if you see merit on this proposal.
Definitely, Senator Cayetano, that is meritorious, and the Secretariat is hereby instructed to comply with the same, provide the members of this committee with the necessary folders to properly apprise them of the pending matters to be tackled by the Blue Ribbon Committee. So we are in agreement that we do it, except for the reservation of Senator Cayetano. Perhaps your partner, with due respect, the minority leader can attend while you are attending the organizational meeting of the Women's Committee, Your Honor.
Mr. Chairman, Senator Ontiveros po. For the record, I appreciate the Chairman's kind gesture to move the next hearing, the first hearing of our committee to 10:30. On my part po, Mr. Chair, aagahan ko na lang po by about an hour yung organizational meeting at unang hearing ng Committee on Women para makahabol po ako on time dito sa atin. Salamat po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Ontiveros,
Mr.
for
Chair?
joining the company of angels.
Mr. Chair?
Senator, it's recognized.
Yeah, just for your consideration, instead of making it on Thursday, can we make it on Wednesday?
Understand, Senator De La Rosa, that there is an inkling to have the Commission on Appointments convene on Wednesday. So it might conflict with the Commission on Appointments, and some members of this committee are likewise members of the Commission on Appointments.
But I think the commission appointment is organizational meeting only, so it will not take a long time. So baka pwedeng after that.
We ask the
Yeah.
Honorable Ejercito, who is also a member of the Commission on Appointments, of his opinion. It might conflict with, especially with the utilization of rooms. There are subcommittees that would be created. So the Thursday is really a free day for us. Unless His Honor is flying to Davao to join the Kadayawan Festival.
Not really, Mr. Chair, but just commitments, previous commitments on my part. That's why I'm just seeking your consideration if we can transfer it on Wednesday. But if not, then I can sacrifice myself.
Angels do not have to sacrifice. We will adjust. But, Your Honor, I think the minority leader has something to say. Kasi po yung Wednesday talagang nakalaan po yun sa Commission on Appointments eh. Baka maipit tayo doon pag sumabay tayo sa Wednesday.
And Mr. Chairman, we might be rushing because we have a 3 p.m. session.
So,
It's fine with me, Mr. Chairman, no problem.
so
As I've said, I can sacrifice myself.
thank you for being a sacrificial angel. So, we have a consensus. We tackle first the privileged speech of the Honorable Senate President on Tuesday relative to the sugar order number 4. Thereafter, on Thursday, August 25, we tackle PS Resolution 120 and other related resolutions relative to the laptops bought by PS-DBM. So if we are in agreement, the Secretariat is directed to prepare the necessary notices as well as the folders requested by Senator Cayetano. I think there are no other matters to tackle. We have another hearing. The Justice Committee would be convened. Justice Secretary Remulla is waiting outside the door. But I'd like to inform this committee, for the record, pursuant to our existing rules and the old rules, this committee, the chair, will be having a senior legal consultant in the name of former Deputy Ombudsman Melchor Carandang. I am just awaiting his arrival today. Likewise, the committee will have a general counsel pursuant to our rules in the person of former Deputy Ombudsman for Luzon, Ombudsman Gerard Mosquera will act as the general counsel of this committee. Ombudsman Mosquera is outside and he's about to enter the door. He's just taking his antigen test. If he will be arriving later, I will administer his oath of office. That probably would show the seriousness of this committee in tackling the resolutions ahead. And moving
Chairman,
forward, yes.
Si Ombudsman Karangdang is what, Mr. Chairman?
Just a consultant.
Consultant.
Just a
Okay.
consultant.
Thank you.
And the general counsel would be
Mosquera.
Deputy Ombudsman for Luzon, Gerard Mosquera.
Mosquera. Okay.
He is former. He is flying in. I think he just arrived. He flew in from General Santos City. He is just downstairs taking his antigen test. So without fanfare, I will just administer his oath of office within the confines of my premises, just to show again the seriousness of the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee of the 19th Congress. And if there is no other agenda to be tackled, Senator De La Rosa.
Mr. Chairman, before we adjourn, I just would like to congratulate the chairman for choosing this new platform, Blue Jeans, you can really see that the audio and the video is very clear. Ang ganda ng gumawa po si Senator Coco ng husto dito sa platform na ito, Mr. Chairman. Kaya I suggest na introduce mo rin ito sa amin para kami rin makagamit, hindi lang ikaw, Mr. Chairman. That's all. Thank you, Mr.
Definitely, Your
Chairman.
Honor. Definitely, Your Honor.
Okay.
having tackled
Mr. Chairman,
yes.
mabuting sinabi ni Senator Bato na to introduce the platform to us. Ako naman ang naisip ko, the committee will have a general counsel. Can the members, including the minority, avail with the expertise of the general counsel by consulting with him?
Definitely, Your
Pwede
Honor.
po,
definitely.
pwede po. Apa.
If there are no other matters to tackle, is Ombudsman Mosquera here? Can we ask him to approach the chair? Sir, in the presence of the members of the committee and as part of our organizational meeting, let me do the honors of administering your oath of office. Please raise your right hand. May I ask the members of the committee to please stand and to repeat after me. I, please state your name.
I, Gerard Mosquera,
Having been appointed to the position of General Counsel of the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee,
General Counsel of the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee,
hereby solemnly swear
hereby solemnly swear
that I will faithfully discharge to the best of my ability
that I will faithfully discharge to the best of my ability
the duties of my present position
the duties of my present position
and of all others that I may hereafter hold under the Republic of the Philippines,
and all others that
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
I will bear true faith and allegiance to,
and I will obey the laws,
and I will obey the laws,
legal orders,
legal orders,
decrees promulgated by the duly constituted authorities of the Republic of the Philippines,
decrees promulgated by the duly constituted Republic of the
and that I impose this obligation upon myself voluntarily,
I impose the obligations upon myself voluntarily,
without mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
without mental reservation or purpose of it.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. General Counsel.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Is there a motion to adjourn? Senator De La Rosa, is there a motion to adjourn?
Mr. Chair, I move to adjourn this meeting.
Without objection, the organizational meeting of the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee is hereby adjourned. Salamat po sa mga dulmalo. Kasunod na po nito ang Senate Committee on Justice. Papasok na po dito si Secretary
Recording
Regulla.
has stopped.